Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's review we're going to be checking out Pokemon Sword and Shield. So this is developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. Again, kind of like Death Stranding, I want to point out at the start that I'm not a Pokemon fanboy, and I think this is actually getting kind of pathetic that I have to do this. This is a review about the game. This is not a review about Game Freak or Nintendo. This is not a review about a company. I think this is a big problem recently. Everybody bases their opinions and reviews on the game company and what they say rather than the game. Sure, Nintendo came out and lied about a few things about this Pokemon game, about like animations or the Pokemon models, or like from the 3DS or whatnot. I don't actually know this because I haven't played the 3DS games. And that doesn't mean that this is a bad game, you know? Yeah, sure, Nintendo shouldn't lie or do stuff like that, but I'm not going to be reviewing Nintendo. I'm going to be reviewing Pokemon, and I'm just going to have to go ahead and say it's a fun game. I now have pretty much 100 hours played on this game, almost completed the Pokedex, and have been having quite a lot of fun. Like, fun's definitely the word. It's not an intense game, it's nothing like that. It's just a fun Pokemon game, and I'm sure if anybody's played any of the past Pokemon games, then they'll know what I'm talking about. I did miss out 2 Pokemon games, 2 generations. I never played. I think the last one I played was Black and White. I can't remember. I've definitely missed out a few Pokemon games, so I'm not sure if like they are the same models or not. Now, like, I'm not really going to go into the gameplay because everybody knows what Pokemon is. It's a game where you capture creatures and then use them to fight, and you know, as far as this type of game goes, it's always been the most pure one, and I'm kind of glad to come back to it because it generally is a fun game, and it's not a simple game. It can be a very simple game, but at the same time it can be kind of a competitive game. And the only thing I'm going to mention about the gameplay really is that this game definitely seems like they've modified a few things to help out the competitive scene. Like, for people that don't really do like EVs or IVs or natures and stuff like that about Pokemon, they don't really care about this. But once you do complete the game, there are a few things that kind of help you change these stats and actually really prepare a Pokemon for the competitive scene. But you know, as far as gameplay goes, is Pokemon. You go around fighting the gym leaders. That's never going to change by the looks of things. And then you end up kind of at the Pokemon League. It's the same old stuff. Obviously, you do get unique Pokemon in Sword, ones that you can't get in Shield, and Pokemon you get in Shield that you can't get in Sword. This time around, there's actually 2 gym leaders that are unique to each game as well. I definitely prefer the Shield ones, by the way, on that. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what more to say about the gameplay. Like, if you've never played a Pokemon game, basically each creature can evolve. Each creature has a type or multiple types. You can get type advantages, being super effective against the other Pokemons. You can equip items to them to give them advantages. You catch new Pokemons in the wild. I do want to point out that this Pokemon game has some really, really cool and unique ways of evolving Pokemon. Like, it really does kind of go out of their way to make in weird ways of evolving Pokemon, but I kind of like it. It's kind of really unique. A lot of trade in with friends to evolve Pokemon. You have to sometimes trade specific Pokemon for another specific Pokemon, and they'll kind of like fusion up. Really unique ways of evolving. There's another thing that may be a bit different in this one. Like I said, I haven't really played the later ones, but the game's kind of divided into 2 kind of types of areas. There's a massive wild area, apart from all the basic like normal routes. Like, in the routes the weather doesn't change, but there's this kind of massive open wild area where you can kind of see other online players moving around, and the weather changes here. You can also do raids with other people, like co-op battles, which is pretty cool, against Gigantamax Pokemon or Dynamax Pokemon, which is this new feature where Pokemon can grow stronger, just like gigantic basically, and they've got better stats, and they're kind of raid battles, which is pretty cool. And in this wild area the weather changes, and there's a load of wild Pokemon. Sometimes like they're going to be a lot higher level than you, so you're going to have to come back to this wild area. It's kind of like, it feels like kind of a hub area where you can kind of do some stuff with friends and stuff, which is pretty cool as well. But if you're not playing with anybody, I definitely recommend turning the online feature off, because for some reason like it's not really well optimized at this point, and it lags pretty bad. The FPS drop quite badly. Like, it's not the best game for the best FPS that I've ever seen in the first place, but when you're running around this massive wild area with the online turned on and loads of people running around or moving around on bikes, it can get pretty bad. So unless you're actually going to play with anybody, I actually recommend turning it off. Like once you're in the combat or whatnot, it's fine. It's just while you're walking around this massive wild area online, definitely not good. Hopefully it's something they'll fix very soon, and it definitely seems like one of those things that they will fix. As far as the Pokedex goes, like I know a lot of people have been complaining like, oh, there's only 400 Pokemon, or oh my god, my favorite Pokemon is in there. Like, in my opinion, I think 400 Pokemon's fine. Like, come on, the first Pokemon I had 150, and I thought it was a lot. This one's got 400. Like, it's enough Pokemon for a Pokemon game. I know, like, people miss their favorite Pokemon, but, like, there's going to get to a point where they're obviously not going to have every single Pokemon in there. Like, how much is there now? Like, probably almost 1,000. Like, it's obvious they're going to cut a lot of Pokemon out. And 400 Pokemon for a game is plenty. I know, like, I do agree that they could have probably added in a few more new ones, because like I said, I haven't actually played the last ones, so for me there's a lot of new ones, but I do kind of know which ones the real new ones are, and maybe they could have added a bit more of those, but 400 Pokemon's a good number for a Pokemon game, in my opinion. I do have a few more complaints about this game, sadly, though I am having a lot of fun, and I think it's a great game. The graphic could be so much better. Like, we're talking about the Switch here. Like, there's this one part where you kind of go across a bridge and you can see like the wild area in the background, and that could look really, really spectacular, but it just looks like it's like, what, Nintendo 64? Like, come on, we're on the same console as like Breath of the Wild. Come on, we can do better with the graphics here, guys. The Pokemon models, in my opinion, absolutely look good. Like I said, I haven't played the 3DS or whatever, the last one before this, but they look fine. Like, they actually look pretty good, even for the Switch standards. No problem with the Pokemon models. There is, however, a problem with the animations. Like, some of the attacks are really, really well animated, but others just, like, the Pokemon moves in such a dumb way. It's like, are you serious? Come on. Like, the animations could be a lot better for at least a lot of the moves. Not all of them, some of the moves are really well animated, especially like the new moves and the new Pokemon. But some of the moves are just not that great, and they could definitely do better. As far as sound goes, though, the music, I think it's just about taste, but I actually really like the music. Like, some of the music, especially for the gym leaders and some of the tournament music, I couldn't get out of my head all night, and I think they're really kind of upbeat and really cool. I enjoyed those quite a lot. The whole Dynamax and Gigantamax feature where you make a Pokemon gigantic, when I was seeing the trailers, I thought I wasn't going to like them, but when it actually happens, because you can only do it like once per gym battle, it's not something you can do all over the place. You can't just do this in any battle. It has to be in like specific areas, like in a raid battle or on a gym battle. But I actually like it. It kind of looks really cool when it happens and you feel really powerful. And yeah, definitely liked it more than I expected. So really all I've got to say, if you're into Pokemon and you don't care about Nintendo, you don't care about boycotting them by not buying their game, then you should buy it. Like, it's a great game. You're missing out if you don't buy it. Specifically if you are a Pokemon fan, you would definitely enjoy this game nonetheless. And if not, you know, if you want to look for a chill game, you've never played Pokemon before, it seems like a pretty decent game to come into, because like I said, a lot of the competitive scene and stuff have been kind of made a lot more accessible, I would say. So yeah, you should definitely check this game out. For me, it's an 8.5 out of 10. Hopefully this review was helpful, guys. If it was, please go like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.